Like I hear a helicopter. That's weird. Sorry, I got my go live noise got distracted by the helicopter.
Yeah, that was like a really quiet one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. We may be live. I don't see us live on Twitch though.
I see.
You see us live on Twitch?
No,
Sure
it just says. Oh yeah,
I do.
It just says on air on Ninja.
I saw it.
Oh yeah. Get out there, buddy. Do it. There was a network error. Oh, buddy. You bastard.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy. There we go. All right. Thanks for never showing me this again. I don't want to show details. Go away. What is it with everything trying to notify me about 5 different things? Capitalism. All right. There we go. We're going. That's the real boss. That's the real monster out there. All right, folks. Welcome to Jason's Hot Takes and Political Commentary. We're going to talk about Firefly and socialism. One's bad, the other's awesome. Find out which next time.
Our next monster is going to summon critical debt. I'm like...
It's like a banker is like the real villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, spoilers. Damn it.
Just a banker at the end.
That reminds me of sexy bank tellers.
Yeah.
It's getting close to Halloween, you guys. Who's going as
yeah.
a sexy bank teller?
Yeah, who isn't?
Who's going as sexy Edgar Allan Poe?
Nice. It's redundant.
Exactly.
Right. Full mustache.
Yeah. You know, skinny white dude with, rough facial hair and like an old suit. I feel like, bam, you're nailing it.
Gaunt with bags under his eyes.
Like ink stained fingers.
So I went to law school in Baltimore, who obviously has a very big Edgar Allan Poe presence. And there was a statue of him like outside the law school that looks so burnt out, and he was just the patron saint of the law school. But he's like all flustered, and like they didn't pick like a great bust of him or something like that. No, he was just as tired and stressed as the rest of us.
Yeah, they carved it from like his later years, references from his later years where he was like selling his poems on the street. Hey, you want a poem? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was. Some like random person like on roller skates like came up to me and was like, "Hey, if I write you a poem, would you like consider buying it?" And I was like, "Sure." And like they just sat there and wrote out this poem like right there, and I was like, "Fine, take what cash I have on me." That was amazing. I loved it.
That's pretty good. Was it good at least?
It was pretty good. Yeah, I think I put it in my pocket, and it ended up in my like stuff drawer. Like the random things. Well, maybe not everyone has this, but I have like a drawer of things that I've just collected at different times. So
then you sold it to a poetry publisher and made your money back tenfold, and you're just like, you shouldn't have sold me the rights to that poem. Like, that's
sold me the poem, nerd. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I sold it to Charmin. It's in the toilet paper commercial now.
That's the real horror story right there.
Have you seen a Charmin commercial lately where like they introduced their new slogan, which is "Enjoy the Go"?
No, this is why I don't watch television. That's terrible.
There's something so revolting about that, and I can't put my finger on it. Enjoy the go.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been really reducing my television watching myself, and it's been
smart.
Really nice.
Mike, I'm really disappointed to tell you who our new sponsor is and who you get to plug this time. Sorry, buddy.
You've been booted off the show, Mike.
Copy. I have to read the copy. And Charmin, reminding you all to enjoy the go.
No, I'm not going to go. Not going to go there. Not going to talk about the problems of too thin toilet paper. We're just going to get right into the action. Folks, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this 58th episode of Heroes Die Show. 58th episode of Heroes Die Show, which makes me think we got to put the last one onto YouTube really quickly because I realized I forgot to do that. So there we go. Somebody, one of you three, remind me to do that after this. But regardless, let's get into the game. So folks, if you're joining us for the first time, for the second time, for the 58th time, it doesn't matter. We're glad to have you here once again, or for the first time. You get my point. This is Heroes Die Show, the show where our awesome cast of folks that you see over there run through a bunch of hopefully creative, interesting, and often unpleasant scenarios dreamed up by this guy, your game master. I'm Jason. It's my job to come up with the scenarios, and it's up to these players together to come up with the story of what happens, and the dice. We also don't forget these little characters. They help us tell that story as well. And with that, we're going to let our crew introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into the action. So, awesome crew. Let's start in the order of Paula, Mike, Josh.
Oh, I get to go first. Hello, I'm Paula, and I play Kit in the Best Left Buried series. And I formerly played another character in another series that I would really love to bring back sometime. But anyway, I'm here to tell you about our social media. You can find us on the internet. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on the TikTok, all those things. We're on YouTube. Our handle is @HeroesDieShow everywhere, so you can find us really easily. And we would love for you to follow us so you can keep up with what's going on with our schedule. You can watch YouTube videos of all of our past streams and also some extra stuff like DM tips and funny clips and stuff like that. So go give us a follow. We would really appreciate it. And what else is going on in the internet world of Heroes Die Show?
Oh, is this me? Or is it Josh? Okay, well, I'll tell you something else that's happening in the internet world. We got some merch. We got some solid, tangible items. My name's Mike, by the way. I'm going to be playing Figment, who is a scribe wizard, yes. And he would tell you to go down to Big Cartel. Go down to Big Cartel and order yourself some Heroes Die solid merch to represent your favorite D&D group. You can get fantastic things like this. Woo. Heroes Die mug. Boom. +2 charisma. Got other things on there like sweaters and hats and keychains and whatnot. So, I mean, if you like what you see and you want to impress your friends, go down to Big Cartel. Josh?
And Mike did that art. Just letting you know, Mike did that really cool art.
Yeah,
so.
I draw pictures. I draw pictures for a living, and so it was really fun doing all the Heroes Die stuff. Josh.
And we get to reap the benefits. Hi, I'm Josh, and I'll be playing Zagran Beltune. And I want to tell you that when you show up with your Heroes Die mug and you sit down at your table for a game of D&D with your friends or whatever you like to play at your table, they're going to be like, oh, you're a fan of Heroes Die? Do you play any of their awesome games? And you don't want to seem silly and be like, what? They make games too? So I want to tell you the answer is yes, we do. And yes, you want to play them. And you can find them at patreon.com/Heroes Die Show. Bring some of the fun of our table to your table.
Nice. Awesome, folks. And like I said at the beginning, I'm Jason. It's my job to come up with the scenarios and help us find the best horrified looks on our players' faces in the different moments. This is episode 58 of Heroes Die Show, wherein our heroes are going to further explore this fantastic dungeon, the tomb of this long dead and sealed in wizard. All right, so we're going to send you to an intro, and then we're going to come back and we're going to play the game. See y'all in a second.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
Sweating all the time.
You don't look like you're sweating, Mike. You look great. God damn it.
I'm sweating on the inside.
Welcome back. Right, it's true. Yeah. It's true. And gross. Thanks for sharing. All right, folks, welcome back. All right, so last time we left our heroes, we'd started out with their entry into this crypt, into this tomb, right? And there's been a lot of references to, the wards not weakening and the sleeper not awakening. And I think what we've seen since we've been in here, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, is what looks like some wards weakening. And there might be some signs of sleepers awakening. And as our heroes have been exploring the dungeon, they've run into some interesting things. We have the mirror hall, which gives you some interesting reflections, both on yourself and life in general, and the lack thereof. We have the weird dark tomb. We have the sunroom. And then we have that strange pillar room with the field going down. Does that all sound right to everybody? Then we have another area that we really haven't decided to explore yet because some creatures were coming out of it. Still with me? All right,
treasure
folks. Right, a treasure room. Right, we have a treasure room that y'all found where you found some pretty interesting treasures, including some cool paintings, some cool jewelry, lots of coins. A neat cloak, and finally, you've set up now in this like side chamber, in the side chamber inside the tomb, and you've put up a magical hut, a magical dome that is protecting you and allowing you to rest. That sound right to everybody?
Yes.
All right. Well, we join our players as they are beginning their rest. So we're going to start right at the point, Mike, where Figment is putting up the hut, and then we'll go from there. That sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
All right, let's hop into it.
Yeah, and I believe we're in the treasury room. Is that where?
I think you went off a little bit to the side, actually.
Like right around the corner. We found a small alcove around the corner.
Okay, yeah. So he makes this thing. It's slightly camouflaged. He blends into the scenery. Now that should do it. I'll make a fire.
Much appreciated, Figment. I have to say it's quite fortunate that we encountered you down here.
Yes, why do you say so?
Well, your talents have come in handy, to say the very least, and the ability for us to rest in such hostile conditions is something that before we could have only dreamed of. It's, like I said, very fortunate that we encountered you down here, and I have to say I'm grateful for your presence here.
I believe the gratitude is on this end as well. Trapped in that terrible void for so long. I am forever in your debt.
Well, we haven't quite escaped here yet. You can thank me when we get out.
Yes, I've been meaning to ask. If all goes well, and you do acquire this relic you seek, what then?
Well, I suppose that my agenda becomes to return to the surface and escape this tomb, obviously, and then return back to my home and return to my place in my den. I've placed myself in exile due to some decisions I've made to get here. My position at home pales in comparison to my calling from the light. That being said, I believe that once the relic has been secured, bringing it back would give me quite a bit of favor back home, to say the least. And whatever the light commands after that, that's where I shall go. What about you? What do you plan when we escape this current predicament?
That is an interesting question. I never thought of it until now. I don't believe, well, reality is a strange thing. I'm still not convinced. I am not convinced yet. You must forgive me, both of you. All three of you, I should say. I still don't fully trust you. I have been tricked before. But if you are who you say you are, then the first thing I would like to do is see the sun. It's been quite some time.
Zagan just laughs and just can't say my mind went to such a thing. Seeing the sun has never been so high on my to-do list, but I can appreciate that being in the dark for so long isn't everybody's forte.
Yes. It's not the dark I'm worried about. The absence of everything is far more terrifying. Just feeling the breeze, eating a meal. You could imagine.
Of course. And yes, I believe that some fresh air might do everyone some good. The air is thick in here.
Yes, I don't know how much has changed. I imagine a great deal on the surface, but he holds up the staff. Once this is repaired, I should be able to create a teleportation circle. We could it's a mere jaunt. The thing is, I could only teleport us to a location that already exists, a circle that has been designated earlier. And the only one I could think of is where I used to reside, the lighthouse chronologist.
And where is that located? Is that in the Empire?
It is, I assume. A lot has changed.
No, that's fair. Zagan kind of looks at the broken staff. And you would need some of the beacon's power to repair that. Is that correct?
It is the only thing I could imagine being able to repair such a thing. It's that or we walk out. Imagine.
You understand that, and I kind of gesture, we've gone through quite a lot to get to where we are and to get so close to what I've been seeking. And as you've mentioned, you don't quite trust me, and while I'm grateful to you, you have to understand that I've been seeking this for so long that my willingness to trust anyone is lacking. I understand that probably is our best method to get out of here, but A part of me can't help but wonder what happens if you decide to jaunt back to the astral plane with that staff, or some other plane taking the beacon with you. As a symbol of trust, and in order for me to allow access once we have retrieved the beacon, I'm going to ask for a lock of that beard hair of yours. Don't need much.
Certainly. Take it all.
Zagran pulls out a dagger and kind of like shaves off just like the tip of, maybe a couple inches. If you need access to the beacon to get us out, and you do anything, I will make a deal with that crazy old woman so fast to come and find you wherever you might be. Kind of tucks it in a pocket. But I assume it won't come to that.
No, it shouldn't. I've been meaning to ask another question. You say this relic, it protects you, yes?
It's a source of power. It is a embodiment, a manifestation of the power of the Luxon, and it has protected my people. These relics protected my people from so many demonic influences, from direct warfare. They don't just protect me, they protect the dynasty as a whole.
It's more than just that, though, isn't it? And Calamity looks over at you. She's been sitting down, and she's pulled out a little dagger, and she went through her pouch and she grabbed this little figure that you see her carving occasionally. And she goes, "It's more than just the holy symbol. I know Cerberus and Eamon in particular are very interested in these beacons. They believe they are sources of magical power, and specifically magical power that allows the wielders to manipulate time itself. Is that not true?"
A crude simplification. It's not inaccurate, but it is not giving respect to the glory which that relic represents. If you reduce it to its mere functions, you are only understanding but a fraction of what that relic is.
I can tell you that, from what I know, Cerberus believes that these beacons are the key to the magical powers that dynasty wizards use to such dramatic effect.
Zagran kind of squints. What is it that you know about Cerberus, Calamity? I am also grateful that you've kept me alive more than once, but there is the matter of who are you loyal to? What is it you know about Cerberus?
As I said, Tessian, Kid, I believe you know this already, but I have been in the service of a powerful wizard who belongs to the Cerberus Assembly for many years now. I've been his agent, a deniable resource to use against his enemies, more than one of which was a member of your dynasty.
Do you know if the rumors are true? Do Cerberus have the other beacons?
I don't know anything like that for sure, but I know that it's a deep source of interest for them. And I know that when I told Eamon what we were doing, he was very interested in finding out more about this beacon. I would strongly suspect that they are making plans to do something about the return of this beacon. I know Eamon would love to get his hands on it. Part of the reason I want to get my sister out is so that I can be free to choose my own path.
Zagrin just nods. No, I can understand the desire for freedom. And I suppose that under the circumstances, your decisions can be understood. I don't know what it would be like to be in your position, so I can't say that I would have done differently, but there are some ideals that are stronger than even the ties of family. And finding those ideals is something I suggest you invest some of your thought into, Calamity.
I guess I have trouble understanding what could be more important than family, than those closest to you. I've seen a lot of ideology in my time, and what I've seen the most is those of us who commit themselves to a cause almost always believe it's righteous, and almost always find that it excuses any amount of bad behavior. I choose to be loyal to my family and my friends.
Zagrin turns to Kit and just says, Kit, you haven't had much in the way of familial bonds, but you've found meaning in life. Isn't that fair to say?
Familial bonds, maybe no, but I agree with Calamity. The little crows, they may not be my blood family, but they're all I have.
And I suppose when we resurface from here, you intend to return to them?
I do. And of course I want to help Calamity find her sister and free her.
Calamity looks at you. Thank you, Kit.
And Figment, I know that you hope to enjoy the sun and the breeze, but what is this order you belong to? Whereabouts were they located? Geographically, I suppose, or maybe I could help you try to figure out where they are, or where we might end up.
Side, I haven't really picked a spot on the map for the University of the Lighthouse Chronologist, but I was thinking like maybe Menagerie Coast, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, the thought being that it could be kind of anywhere, right? It's so lost in the past to you, so don't worry about where it is.
Yeah, I could say it's coastal. It's a lighthouse. It's by the water.
Figment, in your time, was there a city called Zadash?
I don't believe so. His name is new to me. There's no mention of it in the tome. Imagine I have some catching up to do. I have a few hypotheses of what may be happening here. You said the beacon protects the land. I believe it is doing that now. I believe the power of this beacon might be containing this catcher, this wizard. The light is protecting all your lands currently. Are you prepared, Lord Zagrin, to release this being into the world?
It's not my decision to make. The will of the Luxon is far greater than anything I could hope to even fathom. And to be clear, and he kind of like looks around, this is not my land.
No, granted, but the power unleashed. This being is said to be unfathomable, even in my time. I might hold you to a promise. If we return your beacon to your land, will you help in vanquishing this threat?
Dagon kind of looks at Figment. If the Luxon wills it to be, it shall. And kind of like grips on Delirium Nor. I've already made one promise, and that's the only promise I need to follow. I can tell you that I don't wish destruction upon the world. I only wish for the Luxon's will to be realized. And whatever that might be is my only promise.
And you?
How do you determine the Luxon's will?
One step at a time, I suppose. It comes to me sometimes in visions and feelings. She communicates in many different ways, but I've never had doubt on what my mission might be. And if I finally accomplish this one, I have no doubt that I will be led to exactly where I'm supposed to be, in whatever manner the Luxon sees fit.
And you, Shadow Child, Shadow Initiate, what do you plan to do?
Other than go back to Zadash, help Calamity. I fear that something terrible is following me. So I guess just do my best to not bring trouble on anyone else. Find out what it is. These demons, or whatever they are. And what they have to do with me.
Well, I suppose Zakin kind of sits for a minute. If it's protection from demons you're after, Kit, I think that's something I may be able to offer you some assistance with. In the event that we return the beacon and I am restored to my position within the den, I would have a lot of influence, to say the very least, and you've already begun training from a lens agent who I imagine might be interested in replacing some recently lost numbers. If you would like, I believe I could arrange to get you introduced to the right people and perhaps incorporated into the lens. They're always looking for individuals who are non-drow in particular, and you've proven your loyalty more than once. I don't believe that I could arrange much protection for the crows or anyone else in the Empire, but if it's security from demons you seek, from the things that are chasing you, there's nowhere more secure than within the walls of the dynasty when we're empowered by our beacons, and the protection of the lens in particular reaches, as you've seen, across the globe.
She just kind of looks at him for a minute. Would I have to swear loyalty to the Luxon?
No, it's not necessarily a religious organization, although they're certainly influenced by the powers that be, and who mostly are, or exclusively are, Luxon devotees. But the organization itself is more political in nature than religious. There would be, I'm certain, there are secrets that even I don't know about the lens, to be clear and to be sure. But your loyalty would need to be to the mission, not to any deity.
In all fairness, I believe you are already in service to a deity. Are you not?
I don't actually know. You look and she has the symbol of the Raven Queen like in her hand. She's just like kind of rubbing it. I haven't really had the chance to communicate or understand what that means. It does feel like maybe there's something that's called into me, but I've never been religious before. It's all quite new to me. But to answer your question, Zagran, I would consider it, I think. I've been worried that my presence back in Zadash might, in the long run, put my friends in danger if whoever these demons are don't leave me alone. So once I secure their safety, maybe so. It would be an honor to be associated with the organization that Soleus came from.
Calamity looks over at you, Kit, and she goes, Kit, you help me get my sister, I'll follow you anywhere you go, but it's worth remembering, not all the dynasty folk have a peaceful approach like Zagran. These are the people that waged war. I'm no patriot, but waged war on our homeland. Even now, they could be further infiltrating into the Empire, spreading terror and fire and violence. If you're afraid for the fate of Zadash, I can't see any greater threat to the city than the dynasty itself.
Zagran just shakes his head. Calamity, the dynasty means no harm to the people of the Empire. They merely oppose the same organizations that have stolen your sister, have stolen our beacons. We're against the exact same institutions. The citizens of Zadash, the little crows, I promise, don't come across the lens reports very often.
I'm more worried about religious fanatics moving across the continent, bending everyone to their will.
I have no real worry about Zadash itself. As long as my crows are safe. What has the Empire ever done for me?
Fair enough. Only ask to be cautious about where we go and who we ally with.
And there's no pressure to make a decision now. This is all in hopes and in recognition that we might survive this encounter. Suppose the details can be worked out once we're above the surface again, but it's an offer that I know Saleus would want me to extend. He always saw something in you, and I just want to honor and respect what he might want.
Thank you, Zachary. She pulls out the little orb that Saleus had replaced his eye with. Speaking of Saleus, I've been thinking about this. One of my eyes isn't really totally as good as it used to be anymore. It's given me a lot of problems, really, since I've had Shalea riding along with me in my head. And I wonder if this could come in handy. I don't know if we could put it in. We don't have Essie with us anymore. But either of you...
Zagran's still holding the dagger he used to cut Figment's beard and kind of just looks at it, looks up at your eye and looks at the dagger. I don't know that I'm quite as steady with this thing as Essie might have been. I don't exactly know how it works, and kind of like looks to Figment. Any ideas?
Yes, the procedure for optic extraction. I have it here, but these hands are not as steady as they once were. But the information is here. We have it. Clean water. Do we have... I think I saw a stream earlier.
Well, if you know what to do, you could tell either Calamity or Zagran how to do it.
If you're willing to undergo such a thing, how good are you with a knife, little one?
Calamity looks over. She's like literally whittling as you're doing this. And she goes, well, I guess my hands are pretty steady. Kit, would you really want to do this?
I don't know. I feel like it might be helpful. Also, I don't know what these things are, and she just brings out the magical items, and kind of like throws them down next to the fire.
I'm curious.
These could be useful too.
Absolutely.
So this is the cloak, and what else?
There was. I
There
don't
was
think I
a
wrote down
amethyst.
a crown.
amethyst brooch, a diamond bracelet, a bunch of gold coins, a picture with a gilded frame, and a fine cloak is what we got from the treasure room.
I thought there was a crown for some reason. Wishful thinking.
A tiara.
Yeah.
Well, if you can give me a few moments, I can identify what these items are. If you are interested in the procedure, I shall copy it down on a piece of parchment.
Hi. I think so.
May I see the orb in question?
Of course. She hands it over.
Yes. Curious. Do I know anything about it?
Yeah, so you're able to identify it, obviously, right? So it has the properties of that other side object.
Right. Before casting Identify, is this like a legendary?
Roll me like a history check, please. Roll me a history check.
Ooh, that doesn't look good. 13?
You're not familiar with it. It does look like an Aoran artifact. It does look like an Aoran artifact, but you're not familiar with this in particular. It seems like it's some kind of magical augmentation, right? Like literally replacing a body part.
Yes.
With this device.
I hand it back. It was quite the sacrifice.
I suppose, but like I said, one of my eyes gives me quite a bit of pain, and I can't see out of it very well anymore. So it seems kind of like an obvious thing to do.
Might as well, eh? Well, I admire your bravery. Allow me to copy down the procedure.
And when he goes to get... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to say he jots it down, and the pen's going... doing little diagrams, too, like, cut here, lift, blah, blah, blah. Make sure sterile.
Calamity goes to get some water, and, you know, y'all prepare a little pot and begin sterilizing some instruments.
Prestidigitationing them clean.
Yeah. I ritually cast Identify and do it a few times.
There's a cloak of protection. Was that what that cloak was? So cloak of protection +1 for anybody that wants it. One thing, Calamity's pretty injured. You might want to wait till the morning to have her do anything useful.
That is fair. Good idea.
Like, she's looking really rough, right?
So she
comes back to get the water. Points. She's like limping. Yeah.
I'm also going to use some gold to copy spells into my spell book. Okay. From the gift, the Nezaroth's gift. And in the morning, I'm going to make a scroll. So he's going to be writing. I'll be here if you need me. He ain't going nowhere.
Is there anything else y'all want to do before you take a rest?
I'm going to identify the other objects.
As far as I'm aware, you only have the one magical object.
Oh, the brooch and that wasn't magical?
No, they're just really nice. Mm-hmm. They're really nice. They're clearly very valuable items.
More monetary use than anything else. But this cloak here, it offers a modicum of protection for anyone interested.
Maybe you, Figment.
Yeah, Zagran just looks at everybody wearing armor and then the man in the toga and just says, perhaps some reinforcement might do you well, Figment.
I will not say no. Much appreciated. Also, how many spells can I copy into my spell book in one night?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's like it's per spell level, 50 gold pieces in 2 hours. But that might be changed because you can do it faster.
That's halved.
Yeah, so I think it would be 1 hour per spell level and 50 gold per spell level.
Okay, so I'm just going to do one. And it's going to take 6 hours. 3 hours.
Nice. There you go. Nice.
Fitting.
All right, and in the morning we're gonna do a impromptu surgery on Kit.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's take a long rest. Can I get Zagrin? Can you roll me a d12, please? Is anyone hearing Zagrin? Because I'm not.
Nope, I was muted. I got an 8.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you pass the night. You pass the night uneventfully. You can all take the effects of a long rest on your characters. You can all take the effects of a long rest on your characters, and we can figure out how we're doing the surgery. So what we're thinking is Figment provided instructions, and Calamity is gonna actually do it.
And I will nurse Zagrin help as much as I can if she's like scalpel, you know?
Yeah. So Calamity's like, they're thinking about it. It's just like, and she reaches into her pack and she grabs like a little flask and she opens it, takes a sip. Okay, so Kit, I'm gonna need you to bite down on something because I imagine this is gonna hurt like a lot.
No problem. Calamity. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I trust you.
Yep. No, that's totally fine. All right, so I guess Zagrid, you hold her down, and if looking at this Figment, there's a string that connects her eyeball to the back, so we're gonna
that is the
pull the eyeball out and cut that off. Okay.
Yes, 2 muscles along the side and 2 on the top.
Wait.
Gentle.
Jen does the flask again.
Yeah, hand me that.
Here you go.
I'll take the flask.
Yep, you go ahead and
down the rest.
Actually, yeah, that's for you. All right, here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from Kit. And we're gonna need a roll from Calamity to see how bad this goes. So I'll give Calamity
with advantage.
A roll. Sure. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. We'll give it with advantage because we've got so much help. All right, let's go, buddy. Okay. Kit, what do we get for our Constitution saving throw?
I got an 8.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 on my second roll.
All right. So the surgery goes in, and Kit does not handle it well, right? Like, Kit, this is way fucking worse than you'd hope. Like, Zagrin's like holding down your arm and your head to try and keep you still, and it's not a great process. Calamity is literally pulling out your eyeball, but in the end, you pass out during the operation. You're going to take 11 points of damage, and you're going to start today with 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay. All things considered,
but
I survived. That's good.
But you are now attuned to other sight. So you have a new magical eyeball. So if you remember the other sight object, you can actually find it on D&D Beyond. It's an eyeball. You can cast Detect Magic at will, although every time you use it, you take 1 hit point of damage and get a bloody tear rolling down your face. very much like that guy from the first James Bond movie with the, there we go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
God, that guy was so cool.
I love that guy so
Le
much.
Chiffre, right? Yeah. In general, that actor is also just fantastic, right? But that's not what we came here to talk about. Although we could just make this a Max Mendelson.
We could.
Show.
It is. But is exhaustion on D&D Beyond? Is there like a way to put that on there?
Yes. If you look at under conditions, which is like right under your hit points, and then at the very bottom there's exhaustion, and it has just like the different levels listed. You can just click 1.
Okay, and then the other, it's called Other Sight in D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will add that.
Yeah. So okay, that was that was an ordeal, but yeah. So throughout it, right, there's a little bit of screaming, and Kit passes out. So we're gonna start, a little bit into the day as Kit has to recover a little bit from what's happened here. But you see, Kit, if you want to describe the way you look now with Other Sight in place, I'd be very curious.
What color is the orb? Is it like, what does it look like?
It was chrome, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's metallic. It's got a little bit of a now that it's in, like after it being covered in your blood, it's got a bit of a darker sheen to it. So it's a slightly darker chrome than it was before, but yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that, like, one of her eyes, like the eye, I think is it the left eye that was...
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
We should have discussed this before we did the operation.
Oops. Wrong eyeball. Yeah, her left eye just, like, kind of looks a little bit droopy, and there's like a cut from when she was, writhing in pain, and so she's got like this scar, and like it's a little droopy on one side. It looks pretty gnarly. It's not sexy, not like Mads Mikkelsen, but it's pretty metal. Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Everybody take inspiration for your part in that absolute nonsense.
When Soleus did it, the detect magic and the what else? It's detect magic, comprehend languages. No,
I don't think it was true sight, detect magic, and I think detect evil and good.
Yeah, detect evil and good. So whenever you use the true sight, it would flare, like it would like light up just a bit, and that's what would draw the blood. Nice. That's how I pictured it.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. All right, so we are now free to resume exploring the dungeon. Right, so you've taken your long rest, assuming that you've collected up the treasure. What you can carry of the treasure. What's our thinking?
I made a scroll of Wall of Force.
Great.
Yes, Lord Zagrin, I assume you'd want to get back into this.
Yes, and I believe that yesterday, in my passion to achieve my goals, I may have been overlooking some things. The light that's coming from that room, the one with the unopenable door at the moment, it's not where I'm being pulled. I'm being pulled downward, not on this level. So despite the light that might be coming from there, I don't believe that's where we need to go. We need to find a way to deactivate the ward that's stopping us from going down the stairs.
We need to decipher the enigma, which is the column keeping the ward in place. There's some information we need.
Yes, perhaps we should take another look there and see if we can decipher where it is that we might need to go, and if not, continue exploring until this cryptic place might reveal what it is we need to do. But there is a way down there, we just need to find it.
All right. Are we done here? We are done.
I'm ready to go. I think.
Calamity is like cleaning the blood off her hands. It's like, yeah, I can go.
You
It's
did
only
well.
fair that you were the one to do it. After all, she did stab you. Now you guys are even, I suppose.
I'll just look at Calamity. You think?
Are you okay? No, there was nothing to be even for, kid. I didn't
fine.
mean to hurt you there.
You did a bit, but that's okay. I asked you to. But maybe she's gonna wipe a little blood off of her face. Maybe you could, I don't know, in the meantime, wrap it up a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Give a little eye patch kind of situation.
Yeah. She goes and applies some bandages.
All right, let's move on. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You didn't kill me, so that's a win.
That's a win.
Gives her a little light punch on the arm.
Awesome. Yeah, Calamity's a little shell shocked, but she's okay.
And she's looking like she got the benefits of a long rest.
Yes.
Like her health wise. Okay.
Yes, miraculously everyone feels way better in the morning. A good sleep, takes off a lot of lightning and or flesh golem wounds.
And yeah,
I mean her soul was stolen for a little bit, so I just wasn't sure if that was gonna prevent anything from happening.
Yeah, the life drain stuff all seems to be reversed.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, so to the north of the treasure room, there's another one of those mirror doors, very similar to what you saw before, leading to that leading to that area. Of course, as you go south from where you are, or from where you're camped right now, there's like a little closet sort of room, like not much there. There's of course that Hall of the Elements that you remember, that room with the pillar. There's the sunroom area, and beyond the sunroom there is that tomb.
There's that one hallway we haven't checked. Now could be a good time.
Good a time as any, I suppose.
Yeah, throughout the night, the tomb wasn't silent, right? You could hear the sounds of running water, and you could occasionally hear the sounds of, what sounded like distant combat.
Could we tell what direction?
All of it for you would have been past the way the water sound was coming, past the Hall of the Elements. So if you remember when you came in, right, like that entry hall with the lightning and the golem, there were creatures that kept pouring out of it, right? And then the golem would occasionally step over. Golem and lightning would come over and crush whatever that was.
Yes, I assume it's the creatures trying to get in. They sense the ward's weakening and are throwing themselves at it.
Now, very much wasn't the blizzards, I think we're calling them. It wasn't the blizzards, or at least these things didn't look like any of the blizzards you'd seen previously.
Yes, these multi-armed, multi-handed creatures are quite disconcerting.
Multi-armed, multi-clawed mouth creatures. Yeah.
Mouth creatures, yes. Yeah, Figment's gonna flip over his spell book and manifest the mind. Bring Glint into the game.
Nice. Yeah, Glint comes into being, right? Looking around. What now, Master?
Just keep an eye out.
Of
Kit
course.
goes, hey.
Oh, yes. Good one. And you are feeling all right?
I'm okay. I think it was a little bit more than I expected. I don't know why. You did cut my eyeball out, so I suppose I should have expected it, but I'll live.
Yes.
To be fair, Seleus did make it look much easier than I think that we expected.
That he did.
He was a monk, you said.
Very disciplined, to say the least.
Yes, they tend to do that.
Onward, I suppose. I do think that exploring that hallway might be a decent place to start. At least know what our options are in terms of how we might deactivate that ward. Let's get a good lay of the land.
Glint, go have a look.
Now, which hallway are you talking about? The area with the area where the sounds of combat were coming from?
The creatures were coming out of.
Back towards the entrance, so back through the Hall of the Elements.
Yes, that is the one, right? That's the one that we haven't checked yet.
So you have two areas you haven't checked, right? You have, well, could be the same area, it could be two different ones. You have an area past the sunroom. So the sunroom, the way the dungeon works, right, or the way this tomb works, right? You came through the entryway, and then you went to the east, right, towards that mirror door. From there, instead of passing through the mirror door, you went south, right? And then as you went south, you had that room with the pillar in it. You had the room with the pillar in it, another mirror door. Then you had this open area. You had this open area below the Hall of the Elements, where the floor was looking kind of cracked and busted, right? This is where you saw that river begin, and y'all went past that little river stream, through the treasure room, and into where you are now to get get your rest done, right? In that area back towards the Hall of the Elements, where the floor was much more broken and disturbed, that's where you found the sunroom, right? And if you go west past the sunroom, there was another hall. There was another hall where you heard sounds of combat originally, and that's where y'all went and decided to go rest.
Okay, I think, I would vote that we go to that room where we're towards the direction where we're hearing combat and near the sunroom. That seems to check a couple boxes.
It's the one.
Okay. Okay. So everyone update your tokens to be correct about hit points there, and then we can jump back in. Sound good? All right, and then Glint, what you wanted to do, or you want to use Glint to look up into that hallway, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So Glint can go up there a little bit, and what he sees is pretty interesting, right? There were two massive iron statues, similar to what you saw outside the tomb, and like the ones outside the tomb, they're carrying big heavy swords, and they're standing there at either side of the entryway to this hallway, basically blocking the way towards where you are. And as Glint is watching, there are what looks like a number of little bodies on the other side of that door. It looks like more of those creatures, those many-armed, many-clawed, many-mouthed things, have been periodically getting killed by these golems, or these iron figures, whatever they may be. And otherwise, it's just a a hallway room like all the rest of this.
2 more sentinels. A lot of bodies. They've been busy.
Any sign of where the creatures might be coming from?
Give me a moment. I can see where they're coming from, the hall that they're...
So as you move Glint in, right, you see, one, it's pretty dark in there, right? Like, it's pretty dark in there, as in there's no active light sources. So there's only what light is coming in from the hallway, which isn't a ton. But you can see a little bit that there is some sort of passageway off to the left or to the east or to the west, as well as off to the right. And it looks like, from the lay of the bodies, it looks like they've been coming in from both directions.
Yes, there are 2 entrances to this room. Seems they flood in from either or. Also, I can't see out of Glint.
All right.
On the map there, so I don't know what he's seeing. But yes, they're coming from either side.
Well, do we want to investigate where it is that they're coming from? Perhaps if we take them out, that's at least one less threat while we're surveying the area and looking for clues.
I can go ahead and... Or should that make us all a bit sneakier? Or should I just go ahead and...
I think you should just go ahead.
Alright, I'll go take a look.
So your plan, Kid, is to go up past those guardians?
Yeah, see if I can sneak by and just scope out the area.
Okay. And what are you doing to get past them?
Well, is there any cover at all?
So as you look down the hallway, there's a set of stairs that lead up, and then there are these 2 figures on either side of the hallway. They're relatively large, right? And essentially you'd have to walk right in between these 2 figures, and either to the left or to the right.
Do you need some assistance?
What did you have in mind?
An improved version of invisibility. You can perform actions and not break the spell.
That's right, I forgot you had that. Aye, that would be actually quite useful.
Oh, very well then. No, stand still. And he goes over and... Imbasturak Arum.
Poof. Okay. Yeah, I'll just cautiously still, just in case they can somehow sense me.
Yes, be light on your feet.
Yeah. But I will go down there and check it out.
All right, so you're gonna go through and investigate. Give me a stealth check, but you can make it with advantage because you're invisible.
Since I have a level of exhaustion, would that be a
straight
roll? Okay.
And since you're a rogue, I think the lowest you can do is like 25 or something ridiculous.
I mean, it is 25 is what I got. So, yeah.
Great. Yeah. So you move on up, right? And so you can see a fair bit more, right? Like there's, in fact, as you get in there, a crowd of those creatures are in the hallway, and they begin moving down towards the golems. One of them steps forward. One of the golems steps forward and begins absolutely tearing these things apart. Right, begins absolutely tearing these things apart, and they eat away at it, but it's able to dispatch them and then moves back to its position.
So where are they coming from?
In this case, they were coming from this hallway over here to the right. Or, I guess, Kit's right.
Could I just go a little bit further and see?
Absolutely.
What's down there?
Yeah, once they're done fighting, go ahead and move your token whichever direction that you want. So you're going to go up to the right. So it looks like from here you can begin to hear more sounds. It sounds like there's like a chanting in a very strange and guttural language, and there's a little bit of a light source up ahead.
I'm gonna keep
going. It's never a good sign.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. Well done. You keep going, and it looks like there's more of those creatures. There's more of those creatures, and the light. The light is like this. It's really upsetting, right? And a little bit off-putting. It's like green and purple, and it's flickering and wavering, and you see more of those creatures pouring out. They go to move down the hall past you. And you're able to deftly, definitely move out of the way. And they're going out of this chamber. There's a large chamber where this light seems to be emanating from, and they seem to be periodically leaving the chamber and either going to the north towards what looks like that entry hallway, the other side of that entry hallway, or south down towards those golems.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna walk into the chamber if I can. If there's, I see there's a creature in front of me, but if I can...
Yeah, go ahead. You can just step around them.
Skirt past.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
The invisibility only lasts for about a minute.
Okay. You didn't tell me that before I left.
Yeah. I imagine you'll feel a little bit of a tingle before it wears off.
Oh, shit.
Great. Yeah, so as you go into the room, there's this very, very strange looking creature in the center of it, right? So inside this room, there's a large chamber, maybe 20 foot by 20 foot, and there is this rend, looks like, in reality itself, and it's wavering and flickering, right? And it looks like on the ground there was one of those seals, like the seals that you remember from that summoning chamber, except for the ground here is cracked, and that tear is coming out of that crack itself, and there is this probably 8 foot tall creature. It's got these large curled horns. It has like an elongated face, kind of like a horse, except for the mouth opens in a wide fashion and in 4 directions. In 4 directions, it has these massive fangs in the top and bottom that manage. You think they're gonna clack against each other, but they don't. You see the mouth opening and closing as it is loudly chanting this large, very like dexterous tongue going around as it makes these noises. It's got 2 massive arms that reach longer than the length of its height. Like, it's very, very long arms ending in these horrible claws, and then below those are a much smaller set of arms that seem to be making symbols in the air. And as it chants and it makes symbols, you see another one of those creatures come through the rift and begin moving somewhere. As it's chanting and watching, and you step in the room and you look at it, you see its eyes, these bright glowing red eyes, turn towards you and lock eyes with you. Well,
hello there, sexy.
Yeah. Its eyes lock onto yours, and you feel a presence in your mind.
Another one?
Here. Yeah.
Take a number.
Yeah,
Have a seat.
it's a bit crowded in here.
Interloper. Who are you? What brings you? And it continues chanting, but you can hear the voice in your mind, and its attention is clearly focused on you.
Look, I'm just trying to get out of here, so...
You seek escape? Release?
I don't know if I'd phrase it that way. I do want to get out of here, though.
Perhaps then I can aid you. You see, I
So...
am a prisoner here as well.
Oh. Right.
It slows its chanting. It slows its chanting, and it steps a little bit towards you. It doesn't fully orient its body away from the rift, but it steps a little bit closer to you. Its head turns again.
Tiny step back.
On the big arms, they don't end in hands. They end in like big ass claws, big ass and very sharp looking claws. Wait,
Okay.
wait, no, calm. It steps back to where it was. I see. You are cautious. Good. You are not alone.
How can you see me, by the way? I thought I was invisible.
I see many things. I see you are not alone in many ways.
That's true, yeah.
A spirit follows you, is bound to you.
Aye.
Two spirits and shadows.
Possibly. Aye. You're quite intuitive. For a bloke your
Indeed.
size.
I have much to offer. And you are Kit.
Alright, now that is a bit creepy. How'd you know that?
Perhaps. And it steps back from the portal and it stops chanting for a moment. Goes, perhaps there is more we should speak of. You have companions here, do you not?
Let's not bring in the other folks into this yet. I am not quite sure how you knew my name, but that's unsettling.
I am an ancient being. I know many things.
What's your name?
Perhaps before I give you any more information, you can bring your friends and we can discuss what needs done.
I don't know about that. Maybe we should just establish some sort of agreement between us first. Does it seem like
A
this
deal.
Does it seem like this guy is like, I don't know, is this guy like being
An
tricksy?
8-foot tall demon?
Yeah, is he being tricksy?
Roll me an insight.
Okay. Disadvantage?
He looks totally trustworthy.
Holy moly! I rolled a natural 20, but also 17. So, insight, that's 23. No, 22.
There's something deeply, deeply dangerous and insidious and evil about this thing.
All right. You said the word deal. What does that mean? What exactly do you think I can help you with?
The guardians in this place, they frustrate my efforts to escape. I was pulled here with the breaking of the seal, and I would leave this place.
Where would you go?
There are many places I would go, but first I would leave this prison.
Maybe just go back where you came from.
Perhaps. But what would you have? Safety? Power? Perhaps there is something you desire that I can aid you with. I have advised many over the years.
Sounds a bit like some sort of binding contract. I'm not really fond of those. You know, we're just looking to get out of here.
Nothing so formal, child. Only an arrangement. Aid me, and I can aid you. It turns and faces you. Turns and faces you. As it moves, you can see that its skin is just a bunch of overlapping plates that shift around as they move. All of them with this kind of like shiny film on it, so that they kind of move soundlessly as it moves around. It turns towards you, reaches out that giant clawed hand, goes slow. For now, help me pass the guardians, and you may name your price.
How would I do that?
Destroy these creatures. To the hallway, and it points to the north. There is something causing lightning to flood through the tunnel. The lightning seems to power this being. I understand it not. But if you could destroy the source of the lightning, my allies could deal with the creature.
Your allies?
And it indicates now the room has, while you were talking, there's more of those things have come into the room. Those little like weird mouth, arm, claw things. There's a bunch of them, and they're just kind of like moving up and down and bobbing around. They also like can't stop making sound. Like there's strange like chewing and almost like crying sounds. Like almost sounds like a child crying. It seems to come from them periodically.
Gross. Alright, I've got one more question for you. There's a little bit down that way. There's like this passageway that's warded. And that's like the only other place we haven't been able to get to. Do you know, like, how to get past those?
It stops. It pauses and kind of shrinks into itself. Like it hunches down, and you see it's got those digitigrade legs, I believe. and it crouches down, and it brings its clawed arms in, and then you can see the smaller ones moving around, and again you hear it in your mind. Goes, I believe I could help. Give me a moment. And starts doing something.
While
as you're waiting, more of
that-
those things are gathering around.
Well, while it's doing that, I mean, I think I already know the answer. I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to this, but can I like just pull my makeshift eye patch down and cast detect good and evil?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a small tear of blood goes rolling down your eye. Detect evil and good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're surrounded by fucking demons, like demons from hell. Like these are
Cool.
Yeah, these are all fiends, and they are all around you.
Awesome. Just wanted to, clarify that.
Yeah, they're like absolute nightmare beings. Absolute nightmare beings.
Put my eye patch back up. Okay.
It stands, it goes, I can tell you more of the device that you speak of, but not until you have helped me escape.
All right. So you want me to go up there and what do I do? Do you know how? I think we already saw that, and I don't know if we figured it out or not. Did we figure it out? I don't think so, right? The thing that was creating the lightning? No.
Oh, I dispelled it for a few minutes. But it came back.
I don't know if we can actually take care of it. Do you know if there's something specific that needs to be done?
So while this is going on, Zagrin, Figment, and Calamity, y'all are back waiting for this set. One, Figment, you realize that your invisibility spell has come up. It has been over a minute for sure by now.
She is on her own now.
But yeah, what do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna see how far I can push Glint down that hallway.
Yeah, you can push him. What does he go? 60 feet from you?
Yeah. Yes.
So. Right about to there, actually. So you can push him. You push him relatively far, so he can see the purple light, and he can actually see Kit, or the back of Kit, but he can't see anything else from there.
Okay.
And you can see a bunch of little creatures, like you can see a bunch of little creatures around Kit. Those strange, like mouth claw limb things. None of them seem to be like constant in their form. Like they seem to be changing a little bit almost as you watch.
She is standing there. Appears to be talking.
To who?
I cannot tell.
To what? She shouldn't be alone there. There's too many dangers lurking around these corners. We need to go help her.
Very well. Lead the way, Lord Zabrin.
Yeah, I'll start moving down the hallway, and as I get closer, I'm not going to stop, but I'm sort of like looking at the 2 golems to see if they react as I move by.
So you're gonna step up into the room where they're at?
Yep.
Okay, great. As you step into the room with Zagrin leading the way, I'm gonna need, what's your order? So we're gonna do Zagrin, Calamity, Figment kind of deal? All right. With that, I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative, and then we're going to go take a quick break. So, folks, we're going to take a 10-minute break. So, join us again at 10:10-ish Central Time. Right. So, about 10 minutes from right now, and let's see what happens with Zagrin and the Golems. All right. See y'all in a minute.
That's a good band name.
Yeah, Zagrin and the Golems. This is a good name. All right. Hello. That's our go live sound this time. Choked on something. I don't actually even know what I choked on. Let's try not to think about it. Getting ready for the action. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for this 58th episode of Heroes Die Show. Had an interesting start. Our heroes spent a lot of time talking to each other. Somebody lost an eye, so it was an intense conversation overall. But they're back in the action, acting as a team, moving together, with the exception of Kit, who's off on her own, still with the same number of eyes, but not with the same eyes that she started the day with. So take that for what it's worth.
Her new eyes were fungible.
Yeah. Don't try that one at home, kids.
We didn't say who got her old eye.
Right. Yeah. It's a souvenir. Well, let's discuss that. But maybe put that one in between the scenes. Where did Kit's eye end up? And folks, if you're out there, if you're watching, if you want to make some thoughts, some comments, some guesses in the chat, I'd love to hear them. You know, there's a solid 50 points on the line for anybody that guesses correctly or just in a very fun way. So enjoy that. All right. So we have right now we have Kit conversing with a demon. We have Zagrin setting off some. Let's call them golems. We have Zagrin and the golems. So Zagrin, as you step into the room, in fact, it's time for our better music. Zagrin, as you step into the room. Oh wait, actually,
our music brought to you by Tabletop Audio.
Yeah, thanks. We got to say some thank yous, which I normally do at the beginning. So thank you, folks, for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you to the awesome folks at Tabletop Audio for making this cool music that we get to use, that you're about to hear for this dramatic and intense combat scene as Zagrin figures out what is he doing about these gosh darn golems. Zagrin, as you step into the room, the golems turn towards you and look like they're getting ready to go all hammer time on you. And so we roll into our initiative. But we're actually going to ignore a lot of that because everything's going to depend on what Zagrin does first. So Zagrin, what's up, buddy?
I think Zagrin is going to try to protect himself, and he's probably just going to cast a spell. So is it my turn, I guess, or do I have time to cast Armor of Agathis?
Sure.
Okay. So Zagrin sees them move, and Lyramnor, almost without Zagrin even reacting, just flicks, and that blue shimmer goes around him. And my goal is to move into the room a little bit more.
Okay, great. So you move into the room. More. These things are focused on you, and they've got these big, heavy-looking swords that they're getting ready to swing at you.
Okay, that was my bonus action. So with my action, I'm just going to try to take the first swing and just hit one of them.
All right, nice.
So Zagrin whips Lyramnor, and I'll do the one to the west. Does a 13 hit?
No, it does not. These things are fucking tough. So you hit it, but your weapon doesn't even make a dent. Lyramnor doesn't even make a dent in these things.
And second attack, does a 23 hit?
It does, yes.
So for 14 bludgeoning damage is the second one, just with more oomph behind it. Seems to connect.
Okay. So 14 damage, that hits it, right? And it hits it. It seems to be effective as your blade cuts into this thing. Anything else for you, Zagrin?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Kit, you can hear some sounds of combat down below, and the creature that you're talking with its head pops up and it extends again to its full height. Its two claw-like arms go out and they touch into the ground, and it looks over at you and it goes, "What have you done?"
I didn't do anything. I've just been sitting here with you.
The thing bellows out in this strange, horrible language, and you see those creatures around you begin to shiver and start moving. What do you want to do, Kit? And what does Calamity want to do?
I think I would just look at the creatures like, can we hold that thought, whatever we were talking about? I think maybe that's my friends, and just make a run for the, step back down the hallway. Let's see how far I can get. Like, I don't know, I can dash and go like to about here.
All right, so you're gonna run right in and get into combat with these things.
Yeah.
Great.
So I can go ahead and attack, right?
Yep.
Good too. So question, I have my exhaustion, so I wouldn't be able to get advantage on any attacks.
So one level of exhaustion, does it also count for attack rolls?
I don't know,
I don't
actually.
remember this off the top of my head. Let's look real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Disadvantage on ability checks. So no, you don't have disadvantage on attack rolls yet.
Cool. Okay, great.
Yet.
So, since Zagrin is next to this one guy that I'm right next to, I can get my sneak attack, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So
absolutely.
I'm just gonna run in and kind of like look over at Zagrin and be like, "What are you doing?" And then, what is this guy like? This is one of those big metal guys.
Yes. Yeah. It looks like a large metal statue. It looks like it's smaller than the ones that you saw outside, but it still is pretty serious. Looks like it's just shrunk down to fit in this hallway.
Are there like gaps in the armor? Is there like a faceplate, like somewhere I can stab?
You can try taking a cut at it. This thing looks tough as hell.
Okay.
Right? Like it looks like it's entirely made of metal.
I will just try to I'll try to attack and find some sort of gap in the... Oh, good lord. I rolled a natural 1. So...
Yeah. You miss. Like, you go for it, and like, as you're coming in, like, it steps in as it's getting ready to slash at Zagrin, and it knocks you off balance, right? Like, you're nowhere near able to get a hit in on this thing.
Alrighty. And then, for Calamity, she will use... Oh, I had this thing pulled up. She's just gonna use this... Oh, Burning Flames? Can she? Let's see what that would look like. Not really, because everyone's just right there. Okay, never mind. She's just going to use her twinned bolts. So does that work? Did we just establish that pushing that button works? Did that roll any dice?
No, that just says twin bolts. You just have to press the bolt button twice.
Oh, the bolt button. I know what I'm doing.
Pew 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 pew.
Did that do it? Let's see.
Yep, it did. All right, so the first one misses. The second one hits. Which one are you shooting at? The one that Zagrin hit, the one on the left of the screen, or the one that Kit was attacking?
She would go for the one on the left.
Okay.
So a 9 doesn't hit, and a 26 does. Okay.
Yeah. So funny
Super
thing,
useful.
when it hits, right? Like when she hits it, Calamity's fire is really potent, right? Is really potent, and she's been able to damage things since the incident with the whatever tentacle flesh creature thing. She's been able to burn things that couldn't otherwise be burned. However, when she hits this creature, the fire hits it, and you can see like the creature visibly repairing itself as the fire cuts into it. The little nicks that Zagrin was able to create on its leg with Lirimnor seem to begin mending immediately.
Rude. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So that's Calamity. We got the order all wrong here. Figment, you're up. Next time I'll get y'all in the right order. I don't know what happens.
All right. Gosh. You guys. Figment's gonna shout out, "This is not the way! Get out of there, you fools!" And, I don't know what you're gonna do. You guys are in, like, full combat. Yeah, this is crazy, you guys. Why'd you do that? Yeah, he's just gonna shout at you guys like, "Get out of there! Get out of there!" And he's gonna call Glint back.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm just gonna fire off a 3rd level magic missile.
Yep. Absolutely.
Magic missile's great, man.
I mean,
Absolutely.
So,
Which one you want to hit? The one on the left or the one on the right?
The one Zagrin already hit. The one that's like repairing.
Okay.
I'm staying in the hallway, by the way.
Okay.
So that's 5 darts, right?
Yes,
level?
5 total.
Okay. 17 blunt damage.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so it whacks into it a whole bunch, doing taking out little chips off the creature, but it looks like it's in great shape. It looks like it's in great shape. This is a very hard creature to damage.
Yeah, I imagine they like streak down the hall and turn into it going up, and it's just like already healing.
You see some of those little like creatures, those little whatever we're gonna call them, right? Those little demons begin crawling down the hallway, moving towards the combat, but they're not in it quite yet. The golems, the one golem, Zagrin, takes its sword and slashes at you. Not the one that you've been hitting or that everyone's been hitting, but the other one. It swings at you the first time, and you're able to duck out of the way. But faster than you'd expect, that sword comes cutting back across and hits you solidly across the chest, hitting you for a total of 39 slashing damage.
Oof, and it'll take 25 cold damage.
Okay.
But the blue shimmer goes away with that hit.
Okay. 35 cold damage. All right, you can see the frost.
25 cold
25.
damage.
Okay. You can see the frost like come across it and start to slow it down a little bit. And as that happens, the other one it seems to shimmer for a second. Then there's this blast. There's this blast of gas that comes ripping out. And I need Zagrin and Kit to both make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's a disadvantage for me, right?
I think again it's just.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not a disadvantage.
Just ability checks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. 19.
3.
Oh no.
19 and 3. Okay. So let's take a quick look. All right, Kit. You managed to avoid the worst of it. Taking only 22 points of poison damage. Zagrin, 45 points of poison damage for you. 45 points of poison damage for you. There's some of those creatures had gotten a little too close in the back there, Kit. And you see the closest ones that got hit by that wall of gas, like shrivel up and die. Right there, corpses just desiccating on the spot.
I can have that, right?
You can.
Okay. That was crazy.
Another notable thing, Zagrin, the one that Figment hit, as it began rippling, you can see the wounds on it, those chips beginning to fill in, as if this thing is just healing itself on its own. And yeah, that's that. In fact, you notice now that you're there and looking at it, these things don't seem to move from where they're standing. And there are, in fact, there's a number of runes etched into the floor under where they are that seem to flare up as they heal. Okay, great. Top of the round. We return to the top of the round with Kit. So these creatures, these golems, are absolutely engaged in combat with you and Zagrin. You can see a number of those strange demons are moving down the hallway towards you all, as if they're getting ready to join the fight. Of course, you've just been hit by a wave of poison gas, which was a little bit unpleasant. And with that, we return to you, Kit.
Can I I don't know if this is possible, but I would like to encourage everyone to let's get out of here, just move along. And if I stay where I am, could I kind of like protect people as they go by? Like,
sure. So you could take the opportunity attacks for other folks if you want.
Yeah.
I'll let you do that. Roll me a acrobatics. I'll just take acrobatics.
All right. So this would be a
skill check.
Right, and it's wait, do I get? Okay, yeah. So it's disadvantage. I don't need to use my inspiration for this.
No, because it's like the lowest you can roll is a 10, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so that's a 23.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't even. God, rogues, man. Okay. Great. Great. So you're pretty sure you can take people's opportunity attacks for them.
And I'm calling people through. Don't worry about attacking them. Just worry about getting out of here.
All right, Zagrin, you're up. Anything else for you, Kit? I guess that'll be your action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And right. Calamity?
Oh, Calamity.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, Calamity.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm just gonna have her run out of the room.
So run past is in run towards the rift.
Yes, towards me, towards that hallway. Yep. So, unfortunately...
Where all the demons are.
So unfortunately, like where I'm standing, it doesn't look like I'd be able to take the opportunity attacks from both.
Yeah, true enough.
She could disengage.
Oh, okay. True.
You could move to stand in the middle. No problem. Whatever you want to do.
I'll do that too. But
All right.
can Calamity use her action to like disengage from
Absolutely.
combat and then just run past me?
The way you went or the other way?
Towards what's the other way? I don't even know what the other way is. Oh gosh, I'm just bringing everyone to their death. I think she would have just had everyone go towards the way that she came from.
Sure, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Perfect. Great. Yeah, this is spectacular. Awesome. Yeah, I can't see how this goes better for Jason. So, continuing in that theme, Figment, you're up.
Okay.
The hallway that Kit's indicating you to go to is filled with little demons.
Right.
As is the other hallway. It seems to be filled with little demons also.
Marvelous. All right. I do enjoy this spell. He's just going to walk into the room, and I assume one of the golems turns and looks, and raises its sword and goes, and just as he goes, and he's misty. Not misty. He's phantomy, ghost-like.
Gassy.
You're gaseous forming yourself.
Yeah, and then just making it to the other end of the room. Slowly.
What a spell that is.
I love it so much. If I could always be gaseous, I would do it and cast spells.
There's a way to do that.
Is there?
Has
To
do
always
with
be
your diet.
gaseous?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's look into that.
Okay. All right. So Figment's gonna become gaseous and go in there. All right. Great. So that's you, Zagrin. You're up.
Zagrin is just like winded by that burst, and is gonna just take this opportunity to disengage himself and start moving down the hall.
Okay. There's a bunch of those little creatures in the hallway right there. There's a bunch of those little creatures in the hallway right there. So this hallway's getting pretty crowded.
Was that burst that the one just did? It went down this hallway, right?
It did, yes.
All right, I'm gonna slightly revise the plan. I would like to cast Polymorph on that golem there that is facing the hallway. So it's going to need to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC is 17.
Okay, great. Great. So you go to polymorph it, and the spell has absolutely no effect on the creature, right? Like it rejects it entirely, right? It seems like nothing can change the form of this creature.
Got it. Okay, I will then still move, but this time I don't disengage. Sorry, Kit.
All right. We have two attacks of opportunity for Kit. Bam, bam. No, wrong one. Okay, that's a 23 and a 28 to hit, Kit.
Yeah.
So the first one does 19 slashing damage.
Okay.
The second one does 25 slashing damage.
So can I have just one of those? Is that how this goes? Okay, so 19, and then I'll have you said 25? Was the second one?
Yep.
All right.
All right. The creatures go pouring into the creatures go pouring into the space with those golems and begin attacking them.
Good luck, little dudes.
And they're chomping away. They're chomping away at the little critters there, or at the golems. So one of them turns and just starts slashing in and ripping these things apart. The other lets out another gas cloud, which is going to hit Figment, Kit, and the remainder of those things. So Figment, Kit, I need a con save from each of you. Let's see. Figment, Kit, I need a con save from each of you.
20.
And let's go.
19.
Okay. Both of you only take 22 points of poison damage as you avoid the worst of it, but none of those little things are left.
And I can't remember. I can't have that, right? Because I
can only do it once.
Once per
it's
per
your
round.
reaction. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yikes.
Yeah.
You see Figment like you don't hear anything as he's still just floating around.
Yeah, great. Okay. Top of the round then. Top of the round with Kit. Kit, you're surrounded by angry golems that seem to be tying things up. The other thing you noticed is that while they were doing that, they were healing. Again, those symbols underneath them flared, and the symbols underneath them flared, and both of them seem to repair themselves.
Okay. I'd like to disengage and get out of here and drag Zagran with me.
All right, y'all are gonna run like hell and
Yeah.
get out of this particular fight.
Yes, please.
All right, got it. Got it. And so instead, we're gonna go hang out with the demon and the demon in the vortex.
Yeah, we're now desperate for this demon's help.
Great, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just move you in there and let's start a conversation with the demon. Okay, so you have made it past the entryway to this area. You have you've had an encounter with the guardians of the tomb, and now you find yourselves in there with this creature. So again, I've described the creature. I hope you all have a sense of it. But 4 arms, kind of really big chest, definitely doesn't skip leg day. Lots of overlapping plates on the thing, and the mouth opens in a way that you wouldn't expect, and being candid, don't love. But as you enter in, it's by the portal again. It's by the portal again, and it's looking at you all, but it isn't doing anything yet. Mike, if you're talking, I'm not hearing
you. Pardon me. No, I'm just floating in the room.
Kit limps into the room. Well, we're back.
Who's your friend, Kit?
Well, this is, I don't know, he didn't introduce himself. I'm calling him Forearms.
And Zagran just kind of looks at him. What is it that you do here, Mr. Forearms?
It looks at you, and you can all hear in your minds.
Nope.
Oh, everyone but Zagran can hear in their minds. That's right. You may, for now, call me Astaroth.
Astro, why haven't you destroyed the golems?
I seek or require aid with them.
So they are useful to you?
No, they bind me. They keep my kin from leaving. They guard this place and imprison me. I would be free.
Are you not a demon from the Nether?
Where I am from is much less important than where I would go.
Exactly. It would be safe to assume that you would cause us harm, and our kin harm, if you were free. Would you not?
I seek only the same things you all seek. Freedom. The ability to explore, to learn. You understand the quest for knowledge, do you not?
Kink. That I do. But what we do with the knowledge is more important than acquiring it. Kink. What will you do with knowledge, Again, harm our people, harm our kind, and if not, take pleasure in it as well, I imagine. Clink.
What would you do with knowledge of the crucible that you go to face? Perhaps your ends are more important than mine. You seek a way down, deeper, to the tomb at the heart of this place. It keeps looking at Zagrin, and like looking away.
And Zagrin is like can't hear anything it's saying and is completely looking away from it and just trying to study like Figment's face to see how the conversation is going based on how Figment reacts.
So you know why we are here. You know why we have come.
I can feel the power sleeping in this place. I would be away before it wakens.
Why is that?
I have no wish to be subjugated again.
Over here. You know who our colleague is. Eyes over here.
Yes. It shifts its eyes towards you, Figment. Shifts its eyes towards you, and it leans forward. Its claws like balancing it on the ground, and it goes, "You have things you would know as well. I have much knowledge. I have existed through the time that you have lost. Perhaps there is more we could do to help one another."
And all you ask for is your freedom, is it not?
For now. For other things, there will be other prices to pay.
It seems we all share your fate currently, as we are all barred to this room.
Indeed. The guardians of this tomb let nothing leave. Although, as you have already seen, or as you have shown, you may pass some of the wards. I can tell you about the crucible that awaits you, but in exchange, I would have you destroy the guardians that guard the entrance to this place. Allow me to leave.
In return, we can find our own way to the crucible. I ask that you do not harm any of our people if you are freed. Do you understand?
You four will not be harmed.
I'm not talking about just us four. There's the civilization above us. You know what I mean. The protection must extend to them.
It looks at you, goes, I cannot say what I will or won't do in this world. But I can strive to harm no mortals until I have left this place.
This place being this realm.
Where I am now.
You do know many things, do you not?
I do.
Then you know that we possess the information to end you if we so choose.
I know you can try. You will find I am no simple foe to overcome. More than one overconfident wizard has regretted testing me.
Yes.
It leans forward more as it does it. Its jaws opening a bit wider.
Figment, this doesn't seem to be going well.
I'd stay your hand. Your freedom is on the line.
It shifts its gaze towards Zagrin as he talks, and its head looks down.
Zagrin will lock his gaze with it.
It mutters something in a guttural tongue.
Is it abyssal celestial?
It is abyssal.
I understand it.
Yeah. What hides it? I would taste its mind.
It is protected now, actually, he says in abyssal right back.
Take inspiration if you don't have it. That was great. It looks back at you.
Your freedom.
Enough talk. Do I have a deal?
You do.
Excellent. Tell me, or help me, bypass the wards in this place, and I will tell you what I know of the Crucible of Elements.
Very well. The ward controlling the electricity lies here And with the end of his stick, he draws a tiny little map on the ground. Chunk. In my meager powers, I was able to disable it for a moment, but it recharged, you see.
Destroy it, and destroy the creature that guards the hall, and then you shall have what you seek.
Very well. There's a door to our...
So there's a door like right behind you all that leads straight into that hallway, right? And then, in fact, the door to that hallway looks like it's busted down. As y'all give it some space, you hear the chanting resume, that guttural chanting, as it begins doing something in front of the rift.
Might I inquire as to what you are doing?
You hear in your mind, I am bringing reinforcements to aid as needed.
Does your protection extend to your minions?
I will hold them at bay until I have left this place.
Very good. I motion to everyone, toward the door that would lead us back to the hallway with the electricity and the flesh golem man.
Great. So what are we doing, guys?
Perhaps we take a moment to plan and see if we can regain at least a little of our strength. I'm not sure that I'll make it much further down a hallway at this point.
Kit's leaning up against the wall. I agree. That fight really took it out of me.
We'll have to be much more strategic next time we approach them.
This demon will not harm us, and all we must do is disable the electric current and the flesh golem it is powered by.
Seems that's necessary to achieve our own ends anyway, although I'm not keen to make deals with whatever that might be. At this moment, the fact that it's not attacking us is a luxury we need to embrace, because if it were to turn, I'm not sure that we would be able to overpower it in our current state. I say that we try to deactivate the wards, and then if we need to take care of any other business, we can. And just for funsies, I guess I'm
you're
speaking
not far
in,
from this thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm speaking in Elvish.
The demon listening to this. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Sure, I'm not actively saying kill it. I'm saying if it seems like it's going to turn on us in a moment, then we're not just going to let it.
As you're not far from this thing, you can see another one of those creatures come through the portal, as if lured by the chanting.
Let's make this quick.
So Zagran will sit down and I guess let's try to have a short rest while we come up with a plan for how we want to approach these wards.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
All right, so you're going to do a short rest while the demon summons more demons.
Yep.
Great. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, and they're not touching us, right?
They don't seem to be actively eating you. They don't all have eyes, but they do seem to be paying a lot of attention to you.
Okay. Figment will be studying them. He's looking at them.
Yeah, you can roll me. I'll take an Arcana check.
Okay. Plus freaking 9. 22.
22. Yeah, so these are
like hell spawns.
These little demons. Yeah, these little demons are fairly short-lived. They are spawned in the realms of the abyss where there is seemingly like a never-ending hunger. These things exist to eat flesh and bring that flesh down to the more powerful creatures in hell. So they're fairly short-lived. They just exist to eat and fight. Like that's their whole thing.
Yeah,
they represent a unceasing ravenous hunger.
Right. He's getting a little group ready to do something, and he's gonna leave and probably leave these things here. I don't know. That's not for us to decide. Hopefully he releases them on the wildling camp at the top. But anyway, Lord Zagrin, I was able to disable that machine earlier. I could send Glint down, attempt it again, give it enough time to be destroyed.
It's worth an attempt. Perhaps if we, as soon as it's disabled, just launch any sort of firepower we have at it, we could injure it while it's not active and see if that has any effect.
Yes, and Kit, you would need to distract the flesh golem. It shouldn't regenerate anymore once the electricity is gone. It seems to be giving it power.
I feel like after I have rested, I should be able to do that.
Excellent.
If I can cut it, then I have a much easier time. Those metal guys, not so easy.
No, that was a fight we were not going to win.
One thing, Figment, you have pretty good sense. So this statue is a statue on an altar, and it looks like it's stone carved with things. Like a pretty good smash against the floor ought to break it.
Right. Right. Damaging it should be no problem. But disabling it might be a little tricky. But we'll see. It needs to be done.
Yes, our supplies are beginning to dwindle. I'm not sure how much longer we can stay down here.
I'll chalk this demon up with Nezaroth, and it is 2 threats we've unleashed on the world. I hope this is worth it, Lord Zagrin.
All right, let's do this. No need to dwell on it at this point.
All right, so y'all take a short rest. So feel free to run through that. As you're doing so, you see this thing like summon a bunch more of those demons, and they look hungry and ready.
While Zagrin and Kit are resting, can I just keep talking to this demon?
Sure.
I basically want to convey that we're both here, we're both on paths of knowledge. I don't want to destroy this demon, but I can get the information how to do it to the people who can do it very easily. And I basically just want to be like, what do you need to know? What do you want to know? I'll like we're trading information.
Yeah. The demon goes, I study mortals and their ways. I would know what drives them, what causes them to act the way they do.
Oh, a very easy question to answer, actually. 2 main forces drive mortals. aversion and attraction. Once you understand this, you understand them. However, philosophers have been studying our own kind and still haven't discovered everything.
I would continue to learn more. To see this world and taste its fruits.
As I'm sure there are things waiting to taste your fruits upon emerging. Yep, yes, forget I said that. Never mind.
Nice. We're gonna have to put that as a quote somewhere. Things are waiting to taste your fruits. Oh yeah. All right, cool. So we finished our short rest, and what are we doing? How are we going after this? These wards. So we've decided to make a deal with the demon.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, I think the plan is to try to dispel them and then destroy them in that order, I guess.
Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We'll start off, Figment, if you're going to do that dispel through glint thing again, we can kick you off with doing that, and then we'll launch some initiative, and then y'all can bust in and do your thing. Does that sound about right?
Yes, and I just want to say that right before we did a little short rest, I'm going to use an arcane recovery.
Okay.
And get a spell back. And, yeah. So that I could do one for a short rest.
And I want to essentially like pre-cast right before initiative, like right before things pop off, a Shadow of Moil on myself.
Okay.
Nice. Yes, the plan is to send Glint down and dispel. Then have folks run in, break the thing, then go for the flesh golem.
Okay, great. Great, sounds good. Give me just one sec. So can you start by Figment? Can you start by rolling me your dispel check? So roll me just an intelligence, not just intelligence plus a d20. And then folks, get your characters the way they will be when they enter the hall.
So not intelligence plus my d20?
Yeah, d20 plus intelligence.
26.
Okay. So again, the intelligence modifier, the most you could get is +5 on that. So it doesn't include your proficiency.
It says +10.
Right.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So it would
21.
Be 21. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So you stun the statue. All right. Do we have initiative for everybody? Let's go to our
19.
Music.
Are we
here.
keeping?
No, sorry,
Okay, new
21.
initiative.
21.
Yeah, new initiative,
Also
please.
got 21.
8.
All right. Bam. All right, so Zagrin going first for the first time. Zagrin, you're up, man. Charge on in.
All right, so Zagrin steps into the hallway where the ward just got disabled, and then quickly looks behind him just to make sure he's not going to get zapped or that it seems actually deactivated.
It does.
Perfect. I'm going to use as my bonus action. Zagrin kind of squints, and Liamnor begins to shake back and forth, and I'm going to use Hexblade Curse on the golem.
Okay.
And then I'll take a couple steps towards it, and I'm gonna start launching some Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
First one, 11 hit.
11 does hit. Yeah, this thing's really easy to hit. It's the opposite of the other golem.
So it's gonna take 6 force damage.
Uh-huh.
And it's Hexblade Curse, so that's actually 1 moment plus 4, so it's going to take 10 force damage.
Okay.
Second one is a crit, so it's going to take 19 more force damage. And then third one does an 18 hit.
It does
14 more force damage.
Okay, yeah, and remember this thing's an AC 9 to hit.
Oh my god, poor bastard.
All right, that's Zagrin. Anything else for you, Zagrin?
No, that's all.
Kit, you're up.
Okay, I will go. Just run right up to this guy. How hurt does he seem? Like
pretty hurt.
Pretty hurt. I could try to finish him off. Could I like try to launch myself off of Zagrin? Like try to run and like just like
jump
climb
off
up
his shoulder,
Zagrin's back, and then just like ah.
All right, Zagrin, athletics from you has to beat a 12. Kit, and acrobatics from you has to beat a 20, just because of your relative.
I can't not beat a 20, but
all right,
dirty 20 on my athletics.
Nice.
All right. So we're just relying on Zagrin. All right, take your attack with advantage. You can clear
I
this
take it
thing.
back. It's a 17 if it matters. But
so you clear this thing, Kit. Like jumping off Zagrin's back, you're able to go right over top of this to the far side, and it is not expecting it. Go ahead and attack with advantage.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Of course you
For
did.
my attack. So this is probably like way overkill. Literally. But let's see, that's 10, 15, 7, plus 7, 20. 25 plus, so 31, and then I roll everything again?
All the dice again.
Okay. That's 15, 25, 30.
More like trash golem.
32.
So 60-something damage.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe the way you kill it? Do you want to describe the way you kill it?
I mean,
Just
you turned
for
it to soup.
Just for effect, she leaps off, and she's got like the dagger in one hand and the short sword in the other hand, and she just kind of does this kind of thing where she just uses both blades to come down and just like take his head off.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice.
Figment, we'll let you wrap this up. What do you want to do?
Did Zagrin break the
No.
thing? Okay, so Figment slowly walks over. He lifts it up telekinetically, throws it on the ground, slowly walks into the room as this thing's just like... Very well. It all seemed to work out nicely.
Yeah, the thing shatters to pieces, and as it does, not far behind you, those little creatures start crawling out all over, and a couple of them go crawling over towards that flesh golem and just start chewing and eating on it with a number of different mandibles, while others start crawling up the stair and moving to presumably the exit from this place. That creature, Astaroth, comes stepping out, and he looks at you all. He goes, "Indeed, you are truly mighty. Now, you would know how to move further down.
Tell us.
It looks at you, Figment, and you start seeing things in your mind. You start seeing that pillar in your mind and ways of manipulating it and how it works. And you see scenes of people in the past manipulating the pillar. You will have advantage on all checks to manipulate the pillar.
I see. Keep it coming.
Yeah, that's what it's got.
Keep it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have advantage on all checks to manipulate the pillar.
Excellent. Can I try and pry into his mind while his mind is prying into mine?
Yeah, absolutely you can. Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
The risk is, of course, as you do this, you open up more of yourself to it.
Yeah. Okay. Arcana, you said?
Yeah.
So I rolled a 19 and I get a +9.
Okay, so that's a 28. Yeah, absolutely. So you see, as you begin to learn more about this thing, you can feel two things. One, you can feel your mind's kind of sinking up a little bit as more and more of it seems to be exposed to you, but knowing that more and more of you is exposed to it, you see millennia of life. Like, this thing is ancient. This thing is truly ancient, like beginning of the world sort of old style creature. And you see again and again a pattern of this thing finding mortals and manipulating them and turning them into these, absolute monsters out of history, as it again and again, lures mortals into working with it, then of course tasting their fruits. I want you to think about that in the most perverse way you can, because this thing does all the most perverse shit you can imagine, right? But it looks like this thing is in a constant cycle of tempting mortals with power, luring them into deals, and then turning everything around them into ruin and death.
Classic. Some cleric, some paladin out there is gonna salivate when I tell him where this guy is and that he's on the loose, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I just gotta find the right guy, and he would love this. He would love this. Is someone's quest.
Just stick a GPS tracker on him.
Yeah.
As you do it, the thing breaks off contact with you and looks at you, and it goes, "We will meet again, Figment."
Do I get his real name?
No. I don't know. Roll me one more check. Let's do roll one more check. We'll make this contested.
Can you use my heroic inspiration?
Sure. Yeah. It's just regular inspiration, but yeah.
It's
pretty heroic.
Nice. I rolled a 2 and a 17. 26.
You are pretty sure you have wrestled this demon's true name. You won't know until you try to summon it.
All right. Until we meet again, Astaroth.
This is way cooler than I thought it was going to be. This is the beauty of DMing, folks. Okay, y'all are past it. Do you want to take a crack at the Crucible of the Elements?
Yes, I believe.
Sorry, the Crucible of the Elemental Realms.
Yes, indeed.
You also do get all the inscriptions that are on that pillar, right? So you have, it is the Crucible of the Elemental Realms. And then there are, once again, the sleeper must not awaken, and keep the tomb, and pray the wards never falter.
Yeah, check. Okay, so we did all of those. I won't tell you what it says, but I'm pretty sure we can get through. All right,
yes,
what do you need me to roll?
continue.
Yes.
All right, so we move into the Hall of the Elements, right? Is that a fair statement? We're going in.
Yeah. And I'm hobbling along like super slow.
Okay.
Clink, clink.
All right, Figment. You believe that by manipulating the pillar, you can begin the crucible of the elemental realms. What exactly that entails is unclear, but you do know that when it comes time to try and decipher the pillar, you will be able to do it at advantage on every try.
Very nice. And you called it what? The Crucible of
the Elemental Realms. So inside this room, right, domed ceiling, about 20 feet high, you've got this big-ass pillar, you've got, everything's pretty well polished, and then you have the stair leading down, and the pillar is covered in this mechanism, right? Like in this mechanism of things that you can manipulate and change.
Sorry, I apologize if I coughed without muting.
I didn't hear you.
I'm just getting over a throat thing.
Damn it! And here you are. Here you are at the pillar. Here you are at the pillar. And do you want to begin messing with it?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone, put your tokens on the map where they will be as this begins.
So, okay, I have a question. Like, there's stuff all over this pillar, like.
Yes.
I can't really see the room, Jason. For some reason. I just see like a little sliver of it. Am I in it?
You are.
Okay.
Your character can see it.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. There's just not a lot of light in there.
Oh, I see. And there's like a wall behind me at this like kind of edge.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I see. Because all I saw was like a little fraction, like a pie of him looking at a corner. So yeah, I assumed this is the door.
So you have it. Oh, so good.
I'm unable to move my token.
I'm
stuck in a wall.
Stuck in a wall. Oh no. And that's where we left Zagrin.
Right. The walls always try to get Zagrin.
What about now?
Yep. Now I can move.
Yes. And sorry, folks. Technical difficulties.
I assume this thing right to my top left is the gate.
Yeah, so right there is the stairway down that's blocked by the shimmering field.
Right.
In the center of the room is this big ass pillar, and then all around it are a bunch of doors.
Very well.
I would like to pull my little eye patch up and activate True Sight. And
nice.
It says in the description that like there's like these little runes all over it, so I think it'd be cool if like it kind of like lights up a little bit with this metallic sheen, but you can see just like these little runes kind of like running over it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can like ticker tape across.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Matrix letters.
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Perfect.
Yes. Absolutely. For sure. Take inspiration if you don't have it. That's good description. All right, Figment, you begin messing with the pillar.
Yes, I mess.
As Figment begins messing with the pillar, there is a sound as these stone plates slam in front of all the doors to this room. And you can feel the ground shake as it falls away, and a number of like kind of like lava rock islands float to the surface, and all around you the floor is consumed in fire and magma. And we'll find out more next time on episode 59 as we begin the Crucible of the Elemental Realms. This is what I've been waiting for the whole time, folks.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out for another episode. Please do join next time for Heroes Die Show, where we see if everybody's going to be burned to death or not. You can join us on Discord. Thank you, Josh, for putting that in there. If you're enjoying the show, you like it, join us most Saturdays from 8:30 to 11:30 Central Time here on Twitch, or if you just go to heroes-show.com, it'll take you to Twitch at the end of the day, or find us anytime later on YouTube, provided your cool GM remembers to upload the videos to YouTube later, which I'll probably do.
Ours always does.
Yeah. Yours always
because
does?
Our cool GM, because it's you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll remember to do it in a more timely fashion this time. But folks, it's been a really, really great episode. Thank you all so much for playing and for hanging out. And, we'll hope to see you all next week. All right. See you, folks.